Good evening, sports fans. Happy Monday. We've got updates from the NBA, plus bad news for Gilas Pilipinas as Justin Brownlee reportedly tested positive for a banned substance again.
And in UAAP volleyball, big wins for the NU Bulldogs and the DLSU Lady Spikers as the race to the Final Four heats up.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Cheska Calao.
And here's tonight's play-by-play.
Ramiro, the show by Mamoy leaves, Timberwolves puts it up. Unbelievable. Gemma on the left side. Oh, the pass! Stopping another one. Bacunas rejecting Estevo for the
The Cleveland Cavaliers now with 60 wins this season after taking down the Los Angeles Clippers. The trio of Jarrett Allen, Donovan Mitchell, and Evan Mobley all power the Cavs to a 127-122 win. Both Allen and Mitchell tallied double-doubles, with a big man posting a 25 points to go along with 12 rebounds. Spida added 24 markers and 12 assists. Mobley, meanwhile, scored 15 of his 22 points in the third quarter to spark a decisive 16-2 run for Cleveland. The Clips tried to rally in the final frame, though, pulling within 3 with 19 ticks to go. However, the East leading Cavs answered back with clutch free throws to finish the job for good. Norman Powell led LA with 34 markers in a losing effort with a 60-15 win-loss late. Cleveland is now just 4 games away from clinching the East, and the Clips dropped to number 8 in the West with 42 victories and 32 defeats. In his walk-off interview, Allen talked about the Cavs' teamwork and their X factor.
It's important for us to share the ball. We thrive off of assists, we thrive off of playing fast and make sure everybody touches it.
The atmosphere felt different in here tonight. It's interesting, the dog days of the season, and yet the atmosphere was huge. Kenny said it might feel like playoff style in here tonight. Why was this game different?
Just the fans came in here on the matinee game and, made this like a playoff type atmosphere. Honestly, it's one of those games where we needed every single bit of the fans.
25 points for you, 12 rebounds. Look, you just faced this team in LA not too long ago. We know that game, Ivica had a big game. What responsibility did you feel to deliver out there?
Right, I feel like I wasn't aggressive enough in that game. I feel like I let them bully me on the boards and I wasn't as strong enough as I should have been. So this game, I just attacked every single time I could.
There was no bullying around. J.A. out there tonight. Talk to me about Isaac Okoro, because sometimes he doesn't get enough credit, but he came out there, the all-around game that he had. How great of an Isaac game was this?
Yeah, Isaac, he's so underrated in what he does for this team. Every single night he comes out, gives his full effort. He shot an air ball, but then the next shot went in, so he's ready to take every shot in turn and just take it day by day.
I love the day-by-day reference. The real fans know what that means. Donovan Mitchell, once again, just a few assists shy from a triple-double here tonight. He did it all, and a huge play there at the end. How important was he?
Huge. From the beginning to the end, he was the X factor in this game. Whether it was scoring, getting assists, even rebounding the ball. He almost had a triple-double, like you said. He was very integral to this game.
Meantime, the Minnesota Timberwolves buck a bench-clearing scuffle to prevail over the Detroit Pistons. The fight broke out early in the second period when Naz Reid took exception to a foul committed by Ron Holland II. The incident resulted in several ejections. Reid, along with Dante DiVincenzo and assistant coach Pablo Prigioni for the Wolves, plus Holland, Isaiah Stewart, Marcus Sasser, and head coach J.B. Bickerstaff for the Pistons. This further depleted Detroit. They were already without all-star Cade Cunningham, who's dealing with a calf issue. When the game resumed, Minnesota rallied back from a 10-point deficit and eventually secured the 123-104 dub. Julius Randle led the way with 26 points to go with 8 rebounds. Anthony Edwards added 25, including 20 in the third period. Rudy Gobert had a double-double, 19 points and 25 boards. The Timberwolves are 7th in the West with 43 wins and 32 losses. The Pistons are now 5th in the East with 42 victories against 33 setbacks. Here are Gobert and Minnesota head coach Chris Finch sharing how the Wolves turned the scuffle into a rallying point.
I mean, it's part of the game. You know, we two guys get out. We got some other guys that came in and stepped up big time tonight. So it's the mindset that we want to have. Bring it every night, and sometimes that's what we need.
You and Julius kept the Wolves in this game all throughout the night. Another big night for you on the glass. 25 rebounds, Rudy. That doesn't happen very often, especially for a Wolves player. You talked last game about your motivation on the glass, how your mindset was right. How did you continue to build on that right mindset tonight?
Just keep up the work. Keep up the work individually, collectively, and for me, just be dominant. I think I need to set the tone for the team every night.
2 big wins against 2 strong teams. Just 7 games remain. How do you guys keep it going down the stretch?
Just taking it one game at a time. Keep focusing on the task of the day, and keep getting better. Keep taking care of ourselves, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, a little bit. I think it, kind of was a pressure release for what the game needed, or where the game was headed. Not what it needed. Certainly don't want to say that it needed that. But that was like the only conclusion with the way the game was being played. So, didn't matter like how it was going to happen. It was just bound to happen.
Well, as for the Houston Rockets, they destroyed the Phoenix Suns with Jalen Green taking the spotlight yet again. It was a total domination for H-Town, leading by as many as 42 points before settling for the 148-109 win. That boy right there is a bad boy, JJ4, dropping 33 points in just 27 minutes of action. A lot of highlights from Jalen Green. The 2021 second overall pick went 4 of 5 from deep, 9 of 17 overall, and hit 11 of his 13 free throws. The Rockets did lose Dylan Brooks in the second period. Brooks was ejected after receiving 2 techs for a brief shoving match with Kevin Durant. The Suns also had to finish the game without KD, as he had to leave in the third period due to an ankle injury. The Rockets still number 2 in the West with 49 wins and 26 losses. The Suns, meanwhile, are a game and a half outside the final play-in spot in the Western Conference, having 35 victories and 40 defeats.
5 more games in the NBA on tap today. Here are the results. OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges both scored 28 points to power the New York Knicks past the Portland Trailblazers 110-93. The Golden State Warriors put up their highest team output of the season in their 148-106 domination of the San Antonio Spurs. Jose Alvarado delivers the clutch bucket to lift the New Orleans Pelicans past the Charlotte Hornets 98-94. Meanwhile, the Atlanta Hawks secure at least a play-in spot after beating the slumping Milwaukee Bucks 145-124 behind rookie Zachary Rissachey's season-high 36 points. And lastly, RJ Barrett and the Toronto Raptors send the Philadelphia 76ers to their 8th straight loss with a 127-109 beating. Coming up, bad news for Gilas Pilipinas. Justin Brownlee's FIBA Asia Cup stint is in jeopardy after reportedly testing positive for a banned substance again. That story and more when Play-by-Play returns.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us here on Play-by-Play on One News. A potential major setback for Gilas Pilipinas as Justin Brownlee has reportedly tested positive for a banned substance again. The Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas has confirmed that Brownlee's camp has received a notice for a, quote, adverse analytical finding, end of quote. This is a more analytic term for a positive test per the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency. Brownlee's team of U.S.-based lawyers are already handling the matter. It's not clear yet which banned substance Brownlee was positive on. FIBA has also not made an official announcement regarding the matter. SBP President Al Panlilio hopes this will not affect the national team's upcoming campaign in the FIBA Asia Cup in August. This is the second time that the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel import has had trouble with banned substances. The three-time PBA Best import had been banned from professional and international games for 3 months back in 2023 after testing positive for carboxy-THC.
On a lighter note, the TNT Tropang Giga joined their fans in celebrating their latest PBA championship. Players and coaches were in attendance at the event in Quezon City. The celebration comes just 2 days after TNT won the PBA Commissioner's Cup, beating Barangay Ginebra San Miguel in a thrilling 7-game series. Finals MVP Ray Nambatak says overcoming pressure was the biggest thing for him, especially after the team lost veteran point guard Jason Castro to injury. Nambatak bounced back big time from a measly output in the semis to help the TNT franchise win its 11th PBA title. TNT now has a chance to become the 5th team to nail a Grand Slam. Head coach Chot Reyes knows it will be a tough task, but says that they will go all out in the upcoming Philippine Cup. Along with a new conference comes a new team name for TNT, as it will now sport the Tropang 5G moniker. The PBA Philippine Cup will open on April 4 Friday, but TNT will not play until April 23 Wednesday when it takes on the NLEX Road Warriors. Here's Stingray talking about his MVP performance.
Yung pinakamalaking factor doon is yung na-overcome ko yung pressure after nung ma-injury si Kuya Jason. Kasi at first talaga nabigla ko eh. Hindi ko in-expect yung nangyari. Kaya na-out of place din ako nung semis. Pero buti nga na-overcome ko, naka-recover ako nung finals. And ang naging mindset ko nun is para makabawi din sa team. And of course, sa mga fans natin na sumusuporta sa amin.
Now let's move on to UAAP volleyball. It is official, the men's volleyball tournament will also have a traditional Final Four in season 87. A look into the exciting games over the weekend in this report. No sweep, says the NU Bulldogs. The defending champions snapped the FEU Tamarao's unbeaten run, pulling off a come-from-behind 5-set victory, 17-25, 25-21, 17-25, 25-14, and 15-9. Rookie Leo Ordiales, who came off the bench, delivered a career-best 19 points on 14 attacks, 3 blocks, and 2 service aces. The 5-peat seeking NU improves its record to 8-2, just a game behind the 9-1 FEU Tamaraos.
Sa mindset lang namin kasi wala pa sila tatlo. Sila yung may pressure, kami po wala. Kaya ginawa lang namin yung best namin, sumunod lang kami sa sistema, ayun. Tapos kailangan lang talaga ng direction para makuha namin yung panalo.
Costly.
Meanwhile, the USC Golden Spikers dug deep to overcome the DLSU Green Spikers in 4 sets, 25-22, 25-22, 16-25, and 25-22. Reigning MVP Josh Ibanez played his best game of the season so far. He led the Golden Spikers with 21 points of 15 spikes and 6 aces, while also contributing 16 excellent receptions and 4 excellent digs. UST now has 5 wins and 4 losses, pulling even with LaSalle for the 4th and 5th spots in the standings. If they end up still tied at the end of the elimination round, then the Golden Spikers hold the advantage since they swept the season series with the Green Spikers.
He just needs to.
As for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, they tightened their grip on the third seed after flying past the Adamson Soaring Falcons in 4 sets. The Blue Eagles displayed their composure to overcome a second set slip and claim a 25-21, 19-25, 25-16, and 25-17 victory. Kennedy Batas once again led away with 20 points and 11 excellent receptions. Ateneo's record stands at 6-3, while Adamson is at 2-7. And lastly, the UP Fighting Maroons kept their slim Final Four hopes alive while officially eliminating the UE Red Warriors. The Fighting Maroons snapped a 2-game skid with a hard-fought 25-21, 25-21, 22-25, and 25-21 win over the Red Warriors. Olayemi Rahim paced the Fighting Maroons with 22 points. This is UP's third victory out of 10 games this season, staying within reach of joint fourth placers UST and LaSalle.
Every game is a learning kasi. So we keep on trying what else the boys can do, what else the team can do, ano yung mga capabilities namin. So we keep on trying. Yun yung meron kami. So subok lang ang susubok.
Coming up, we head on to the women's side, find out who made strides in the Final Four race with victories over the weekend. Play-by-play will be right back. Stay tuned to One News.
Welcome back. You're watching Play-by-Play on One News. The Final Four race continues to heat up in the UAAP Season 87 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Find out which teams improved their chances with wins over the weekend in this report.
Play continues.
After 4 straight losses dating back to 2023, the DLSU Lady Spikers finally get one over the UST Golden Tigresses. It was a 5-set thriller that saw 2 extended frames, but the Lady Spikers ultimately prevailed 15-25, 25-17, 24-26, 25-20, and 16-14. Angel Canino delivered a heroic performance, shrugging off a scary collision with teammate Shivana Laput in the 4th set. The former rookie MVP finished with a triple-double, exploding for 27 points, just one shy of her career high to go along with 13 digs and 13 receptions. But immediately after the game-winning point, Canino was rushed to a waiting ambulance inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum dugout.
After the game, although naging emotional, before pa sinasabi na sa amin na si Angel medyo hindi maganda yung so kinuha nga agad ng mga PT namin tsaka yung doktor namin. So hopefully maging maayos, hindi naman maging malala yung naging tama sa kanya.
Canino's mother, Sol, took to social media to reassure fans that her daughter is okay and is recovering well. She also thanked everyone for their well wishes and heartfelt prayers. LaSalle improves to 6 wins against 3 losses for 2nd place in the standings, while UST drops to 5 and 4 for 4th place. Meanwhile, the NU Lady Bulldogs bounced back from their first loss of the season by taking down the FEU Lady Tamaraws in 4 sets, 25-22, 24-26, 26-24, and 25-18. Reigning finals MVP Alyssa Solomon was unstoppable as she finished with a season-high 30 points. NU strengthens its hold on the top spot with a 9-1 record. FEU slipped to 3rd at 6-4.
Thankful ako na nangyari yung sa UP game namin kasi parang para sa akin nakita ko siya as wake-up call na dapat hindi kami maging complacent talaga kahit number 1 kami. So ayun, after ng game na yun, nag-move forward agad kami, then tinabaho namin kung ano yung mga dapat trabahuhin.
As for the Ateneo Blue Eagles, they secured their 3rd straight victory with a sweep of the Adamson Lady Falcons 25-23, 25-14, and 25-23. AC Minor delivered a solid all-around performance with 13 points, 7 digs, and 3 receptions. Ateneo is at 4-5, good for 6th in the standings. Adamson falls to 3-6, putting their postseason hopes in jeopardy. And lastly, the UP Fighting Maroons followed up their stunning win over NU with a sweep of the winless UE Lady Warriors. Final score here, 25-22, 25-18, and 25-17. Ira Haboneta had a near triple-double, tallying 13 points, 9 digs, and 8 receptions. UP is now just half a game behind the 4th-ranked UST with a 5-5 record. The Fighting Maroons have also won 5 games in the elimination round for the first time since season 84 in 2022. UE at 0-10 is now officially out of Final Four contention. In the Spikers Turf Open Conference, the final game day of the semifinals turned into a preview of the bronze medal and championship series. The Savoj Spin Doctors defeated the VNS Lady Crete Griffins in 4 sets, 24-26, 25-14, 25-19, and 28-26. The 2 teams will face off once more in a best-of-3 series for the bronze medal starting on Wednesday. As for the Crisscross King Crunchers, they reasserted their mastery over the Signal HD Spikers. A 4-set win here, 25-27, 25-21, 25-21, and 26-24. This completes the King Crunchers' sweep of the single round robin semis. They will enter the finals with a perfect 13-0 slate so far this conference. Crisscross and Signal will battle it out in the best-of-3 finals, which also starts this Wednesday.
Happy Monday, sports fans. We've got the NBA and the UAAP in tonight's highlight reel for you to start the work week. Okay, simula natin sa NBA. The Ant-Man strikes again. Here are the Wolves, Nikhil Alexander-Walker, and look at Ant-Man blowing past Tim Hardaway Jr. skying high for that two-handed flush. Paul Reed couldn't do anything here. Take a look at this. He tried to challenge, but no, Ant-Man too athletic, too explosive for that play. Edwards finishing with 25 points, including 20 in the third period. And the Wolves beat the Pistons 123-104 despite that scuffle. Okay, moving on. Rockets Suns. Can I get an amen? Amen against KD. Take a look. Woo! The spin on KD losing. Durant there on that spin. Amen, one of the bright young stars of the Houston Rockets. What a move, baseline, spinning against one of the greats. Amen, by the way, flirted with a triple-double here against one of his players that he looks up to, posting 12 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Durant, on the other hand, had to leave the game after hurting his ankle in the third period. But the Rockets pulverized the Suns in Phoenix, 148-109. That hurts. Lastly, for you, taas kamay ng mga Queen de Batas fans, the serve, iangat ng NU, and then denied there. Ball is still live. Look, just keep your eyes on Batas. Ball is still live. Batas thought that was good. Nope. Good floor defense by NU. Back to Quinedy. Batas, and look at that cross. And then after, we got to see the replay. Maganda dito yung reaction ng leading MVP frontrunner in the UAAP this season. Take a look at this. Check. Stay with me on this one. Tingnan natin kung kaya ko si Ken Batas after. Saan na ba yun? Tapos, fuck. Nice one for Kennedy Batas. Okay ba, direct? Check.
Pwede. Thank you so much for the highlights, Andre. And now, before we go, congratulations are in order for some of our world-class Pinoy athletes after successful stints overseas. Boxer Melvin Jerusalem defends the WBC World Minimum Weight title after beating Japanese fighter Yudai Shigeoka. Jerusalem won via unanimous decision in a rematch with Shigeoka at the Aichi Sky Expo in Tokoname, Japan. The win improves the Pinoy boxer's record to 24 wins and 3 losses, while sending his Japanese foe to a second defeat in 11 fights. Meanwhile, it's a semifinal finish for the undermanned Gilas Women 3x3 squad in the FIBA Asia Cup in Singapore. The Pinays bowed to Japan 22-9 in the semis. Gilas managed to make the Final Four despite the absence of gunner Camille Clarin. She suffered a partial ACL tear in a preliminary game against Australia. And lastly, fresh off her historic Miami Open campaign, Alex Ayala has officially entered the top 100 of the world tennis rankings. Ayala zoomed 65 places to reach world number 75, the highest a Filipino has ever reached. This comes on the back of 3 wins against 3 Grand Slam champions in the tournament, including 2 top 5 players in Iga Swiatek and Madison Keys. With this, the 19-year-old lefty has also secured spots in each of the 4 Grand Slam main draws. Congratulations to all our athletes!
Galing. Nothing but to start the week with a lot of good news, with our athletes making us proud. Congratulations again. And happy Monday. It's just a Monday.
Happy Monday.
Long way to go. Monday pa lang. That's all from us tonight. Catch us again tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. for a play-by-play of the day's top sports stories.
Play-by-play is on One News, that's Signal TV, Channel 8 on SD, and Channel 250 on HD. We are also available on Signal Play and Pilipinas Live.
I'm Andre Felix.
And I'm Chasquillet Calao. Thank you for watching. Good night.